Alternate arts are arguably the most beautiful rarity of card in the TCG. These illustrators are able to show off their craftsmanship and creativity in a way that they can't normally with a regular card. Today, I am going to be ranking, on my personal opinion, the best and worst alternate art Pokemon cards. Let's get started. Alright, so we are here in Tier Maker, and I pulled this tier list off the internet. It has just about every single alternate art created up until the Crown Zenith set, which comes out in a few days. There are a few Crown Zenith cards in here, just the ones that were leaked at the time of this being made. But we do have a bunch of tag team alternate arts, as well as a couple XY alternate arts. Now, I do notice that not all of the XY alternate arts are on here, but that's okay. We still have a bunch to work with here. So let's go ahead and just start at the top here. First, we have this Jirachi XY promo. I think I'm going to give it a solid A tier. One of the first alternate arts made. It's a full art version of Jirachi. Jirachi is a great Pokemon. It's one of my top 10, top 15 favorite Pokemon. So I feel it deserves to be in the A spot. Next, we have Shaman EX from, I believe, Roaring Skies. We're gonna go ahead and put this in B tier. Oh no, this wasn't from Roaring Skies. This was from the X and Y collector set. This one in the next alternate. These were from the X and Y collector set. I apologize. I'm gonna put this in B tier because how much of a pain Shaman EX was to get back when it was in format, because it was like $10, $15, maybe $30 actually for a card back when it was in standard format. And I didn't want to pay that much for it. Next, we have Yveltal EX. This is an alright card. There's nothing too special about it. It does have Xerneas in it with it. I think this is going to be a solid B tier. But after, I'll say it's better than Shaman. A little better than Shaman. Next, we have Gengar and Mimikyu Tag Team GX. Mimikyu is one of my favorite Pokemon, and Gengar is also a great Pokemon. And the two of them together in this picture is just such a sinister and cool looking card. So I think I'm going to have to give this a solid A tier in front of the Jirachi. So in the row, the cards in each row won't be in a particular order, but if it's in the front few, then those are the best in that tier. Now, some of these may move as I keep going, but we'll see when we get there. Next, we have the Latias and Latios Tag Team GX. This is the most expensive Tag Team GX alternate art. This goes for about $300 right now, just for these two lovers. It's an okay card. This is a very, very Pokemon TCG hot take. This one's kind of mid. I think I'm gonna have to put this B tier. It is better than these two though, and I think I'm gonna move Yveltal down to C tier. Next, we have Wailord and Magikarp Tag Team GX. This is a 300 HP Tag Team Pokemon with a hilarious Tag Team GX attack. It's a pretty solid card. I love the way that Wailord is shooting Magikarp out of its spout, and he's just flopping around there. So we're going to go ahead and put this in A tier. Now we have Venusaur and Celebi. This was a promo alternate art tag team 10 back from 2019, along with the Pikachu and Snorlax alternate art tag teams as well. You would get these with 5 other Sun and Moon era packs. It's alright. It's just Venusaur looking up at a Celebi. I think it is going to be C tier. Now, I don't have any D or E tier just because next we have Pikachu and Zekrom Tag Team GX. Some of you may not know, Zekrom is my favorite Pokemon, and not just because of that, but since it has a badass artwork, it's getting our first S tier. Next, we have a very derpy Snorlax and Eevee Tag Team GX. I believe this artwork was done by Tomokazu Kamiya. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tomokazu has some of the best artworks in the TCG. Even their normal card artwork is incredible with things like Pyukumuku, Whalmer, and as well as I think Hypno from one of the X and Y sets. So just because I do like Tomokazu's artwork a lot, I'm gonna go ahead and give it an A tier behind the Gengar and Mimikyu. Next, we have Buzzwole and Pheromosa GX. There is not much to say about this one. They're just flexing on us. I think I'm gonna have to give it our first F tier. It's okay. It's an okay alternate art. Now, I will say none of these alternate arts are bad. I don't think any of these alternate arts are bad, but there's there's less. They're just not as good. They're not bad. They're not as good. Those in the F tier. Let me rephrase that. The cards in F tier are not bad. They're just not as good as everything else. Nextly, we got Muck and Muck Tag Team GX. I love how they're coming out of a sewer pipe. This is definitely one of my chase cards, I think, in the Unbroken Bond set. I'm going to have to give this a solid A tier. Next, we have Marshadow and Machamp Tag Team GX from Unbroken Bonds. Again, it's an alright card. It's not bad. They're looking off at the sunset. It's pretty cool. I'm going to have to give it a C tier. Now we have Zoroark and Greninja Tag Team GX. I love the Zoroark just chilling in the tree, just hanging from the branch. I think this is definitely a solid A for sure. Probably in front of the Jirachi. I think the Magikarp is a little better than the Jirachi as well. Now we have the Sylveon Gardevoir Tag Team GX deck. This was a decent deck before fairy types were phased out of the TCG. I never really got to play around with it too much because I joined as Sword and Shield. I got more into competitive Pokemon as Sword and Shield was starting up in its first couple sets. The artwork is pretty. It's not the worst. It's not too bad. I think I'll give it a solid, decent C tier. It's average. Nope, not B tier. C is average. That's all I'll say. It's okay. It is okay. Now we have the stained glass Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno Tag Team GX. You would get this card as a promo in a Hidden Fates Elite Trainer box. I do have this card still sealed. It is a beautiful artwork with the stained glass that almost looks like a mosaic in a church. I think I'm going to have to give this S tier. Now we have Alolan Exeggutor and Rowlet Tag Team GX. I really like this one. The Rowlet is just so tiny next to the humongous Alolan Exeggutor GX. I think I'm gonna have to put this in B tier. Now, this one's for real breaking Nate. Slowpoke and Psyduck Tag Team GX. This artwork is just so goofy with the shelter clamping down on Psyduck's tail. I can't help but give it an S tier. Definitely an S tier material. Now we have Raichu and Alolan Raichu Tag Team GX. I did play the regular version of Raichu and Alolan Raichu GX in Pika-ROM. Pika-ROM was my first competitive deck that I have ever built, so I kind of have a soft spot for Raichu and Alolan Raichu. It helped with getting automatic paralysis on your opponent's Pokemon, which was great in a pinch. I think it's a solid A tier. I think it is the best A tier we have so far, so I'm going to leave that there. Now we have Mega Sableye and Tyranitar Tag Team GX. This was one of my chase cards for the longest time, and it still is. I really wanted to try to pull this card from a Unified Minds pack, but Unified Minds, you really can't find those anymore for a decent price. so I'm just planning on buying the single sometime. I just think it's such a gorgeous card. I think it's so cool that they have Mega Evolution Pokemon on Sun and Moon cards. We'll see that later with another Tag Team GX with a Mega Evolution. We're gonna go ahead and put this in B tier. Solid B tier in front of the others. Now we have Reshiram and Charizard Tag Team GX. It's an alright card. I hated playing against this deck when it was in format. It's going in F tier, but in front of the Buzzwole card. Now we got Mew and Mewtwo Tag Team GX, this is from a promo tin. Just like the Zekrom and Venusaur ones. This one, I do enjoy it. I like how Mew is being all prankster, playful-ish, while Mewtwo is just like frustrated with him. I'm gonna have to give it a solid A. Definitely a solid A, and probably in front of Snorlax. Actually, no. I think I like Snorlax just a little bit better. Now we have Giratina and Garchomp Tag Team GX. This one is also really badass, just like the Pikachu and Zekrom one. It has Garchomp looking into a distortion portal. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but the portal where Giratina is coming out of the distortion world, and it's just such a cool scene. I think that's gonna have to be S tier as well. Now we have probably one of the most goofiest cards on the list. Actually, there's one other extremely goofy card on the list. This is EVGX, and if you just look at its face, it is just so goofy and silly, and I love it very much. Solid A tier card, probably next to the other EV card. Now we have Solgaleo and Lunala Tag Team GX with Lily. This was an alternate art in Cosmic Eclipse. It's an alright card. In my opinion, there is a better alternate art character card from this set, which we will get to, and I will explain why when we get there. It'll definitely make sense when we get there. So this is C tier. I'd have to give it a C tier. Now we have the other Mega Evolution Pokemon that I was talking about, and again, I think this one's pretty cool that there's a Mega Evolution card in a Sun and Moon set, but it's not as cool as the Sableye Tyranitar one, so I'm gonna have to put this in C tier towards the back here. Now we have Vileplume GX with Erica sitting here. This one's alright. It's very similar to the regular Vileplume GX from this set. I think I'm gonna have to give it F tier, but still in front of Buzzwole and Pheromosa. Now we have Blastoise and Piplup Tag Team GX. They both just look so happy, just chilling there with their little whirlpool. This is a solid B tier card. Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia Tag Team GX. If you were around in the standard format anytime between early 2020 and late 2021, you'd know how I feel about ADP. ADP was one of the most busted cards in standard format when paired with Zacian V. ADP, with its GX attack, it allows you to take an extra prize card and do 30 more damage for the entire rest of the game, which means you could switch into Zacian V, hit for 260 damage, and take 3 prize cards for knocking out an opponent's Pokemon V or Pokemon GX. It was so insane that people called for a ban in the standard format. I played with this deck a little bit. It was enjoyable, but I never enjoyed playing against them. Because of that, we're gonna give it its own tier. ADP is untierable. You really can't put this in a tier. It's on a whole different level than any of these other cards. It's a beautiful artwork. The card itself. We'll move on. Now we have probably my favorite card from the Sun and Moon Cosmic Eclipse set, which is Reshiram and Zekrom Tag Team GX. It's like a movie poster, where it has like the big people in the background and the protagonist in the front. This one's a lot similar to that. It has Reshiram and Zekrom looking away from each other in the background. And in the foreground, you have N reaching out to you. Like I said, Zekrom's my favorite Pokemon, and N is like the best character in any Pokemon game. This is going in S tier, for sure. Now we have Guzzlord and Naganadel Tag Team GX. This one's pretty cool. I like the background of it. There's not too much to say about it. Uh, it's a solid B tier card. Now we have Venusaur and Snivy Tag Team GX. This one is really cool because it's made of clay. I love those clay made cards. There's not much else to say about it though. Just because it's made of clay, I'm not going to give it an F tier, but I will put it with the other Venusaur card in C tier. This one doesn't even really look like an alternate art. It's just an okay card. I don't have much to say about it. It's going in F tier with the other Charizard card. These next two cards are probably some of the best alternate art tag teams, in my opinion, that have ever been released. And I wish I had gotten my hands on the collection boxes when these came out sooner. Umbreon and Darkrai Tag Team GX, and Deoxys and Espeon Tag Team GX. These tag team cards are so freaking badass. You have Darkrai looking all dark and gritty, with Umbreon standing there menacingly next to it. And then Espeon, you have it staring at a Deoxys emerging from the ground, like some sort of like prophecy or whatever. These are both automatic S tier cards, without a doubt. And I think I will have to put the Espeon and Deoxys in front of Umbreon and Darkrai, just because I like Deoxys a little bit more as a Pokemon. But yeah, they're just such incredible cards. Next, we actually only have two more alternate arts from the Sun and Moon era. One being the Dedenne GX from the 2020 Trainers Toolkit. It was a promo card. You got two of these in that toolkit. I love this Dedenne GX artwork. It's just so cute. It's really similar to the Eevee GX with a silly face and everything. I think I'll put it right next to the Eevee GX in A tier. Right here. Now we have the babies. The baby? We have Igglybuff, Togepi, and Cleffa Tag Team GX. Probably one of the craziest tag team attacks. I believe you needed 14 fairy energy to use the full effect of its attack, which was insane. This came out in one of the last Sun and Moon collection boxes. I can't remember what the name of the collection box was called, but it did feature this alternate art. I'm gonna have to give it a solid B tier, probably, I think, in front of the Shaman EX. Now, we've done all the Sun and Moon cards. We're finally onto the Sword and Shield alternate arts. Now, Sword and Shield had some great alternate arts, but some were actually kind of miss. Like, some of these just weren't that great, in my opinion. But we'll talk about that when we get there. Firstly, we have Empoleon V from Battle Styles. This was really cool for it being like the first alternate art in over almost 2 years. There's not much other than that. You have it posing with Phalanx and some other Pokemon. It's all right. I'm gonna have to give it a C tier in front of the Venusaur. Sorry. Now we have Rapid Strike Urshifu V. This one's also an okay card. The Battle Styles alternate arts were not the greatest in my opinion. There are a couple good ones in here, but this is also C tier in my opinion. Now, this one I believe is supposed to be single strike Urshifu V, but Rapid Strike Urshifu V is listed here again. I will put up what single strike Urshifu V looks like on the screen, and I will look it up on my phone so that I can ring it, and we'll just have to, you and I will just collectively know where that Urshifu goes. Okay, so this Urshifu V, it's not too special. I think it's fairly on the same level as the Rapid Strike Urshifu V. So I'm just gonna put these two next to each other. Oh, it disappeared. Okay. Well, we'll just know that both of these Urshifu Vs are in the same place. They're both kind of mid. There's not much to say about them. Now we have Tyranitar V alternate art. I love this. It's a Tyranitar just passed out with a Pignite and some other Pokemon, full from eating. It's a really, really cute card. I think I'm gonna have to give it. Oh, I'm literally stupid. Here's the other Urshifu. There, down there. You are not B tier worthy. Get where you belong. Tyranitar Supremacy. Now we have, honestly, one of my least favorite alternate arts. Single Strike Urshifu VMAX. It's alright. It looks super similar to the regular VMAX. It just has like an explosion in the background and a different stance. I'm gonna have to give this F tier. There's just so many better alternate arts, and the trainer gallery alternate art of this card is loads better. Like, I would play that over this card like tenfold. Now we have Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. I have a soft spot for this card. Urshifu VMAX was one of my first decks after the Sun and Moon rotation, and I remember watching the Players Cup with Tord Recoleth playing this deck and having this Urshifu VMAX. It's such a cool card. You have Pokemon just flying in the air, being splashed up by the water. I think it's a really good card. It's a really good card competitively too. It's a solid A tier. Now we have some Chilling Reign alternate arts. We have Blaziken VMAX kind of standing next to the Water Dojo with an Inteleon, Drizzile, and Sobble just kind of doing some, I don't know, rapid strike martial arts. It's an okay card. I do like it. It's not the best though. I think it's another solid B tier card, probably in front of that Shaman as well. Next, we have Ice Rider Calyrex V. It's a pretty okay card. It's just Calyrex just walking on ice with some other Pokemon. Not too much to say about it. C tier. And again, we have Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX alternate art. It's a little cooler than the regular Ice Rider V alternate art. Cooler, get it? Ice, funny. I think I'm just gonna put it in front of the regular V. It's not too much better than that in my opinion. Now we have Zeraora V alternate art, also from Chilling Reign. This is a pretty cool card. You have a Zeraora with a bird on its finger. I think it might be a fletchling. It's kind of hard to see from here. I'll have a bigger picture of the card on the side of the screen. I'll have all the cards in high quality definition zoomed in on the screen just so that you can look at them better yourself and judge for yourself. Let me know if I am bad at making tier lists. I think this is a solid C tier. We'll put it in front of the Marshadow and call it that. Now we have Galarian Moltres. Not Galarian Moltres, Galarian Articuno V. It's pretty cool. Galarian Moltres looks regal and Moltres Articuno. Galarian Articuno looks regal and mysterious in this little icy tundra area. I think we'll put it at a B. End of B tier. It's a little bit above average. Now we have Shadow Rider Calyrex V. This one is also pretty cool. It kind of like shows off uh, Spectrier's ghost typing. I would have to put it. It's a solid B tier card. I think behind the Shaman EX. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. Now we have Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. This is also another alright card. I'm not too impressed by it. Let's go ahead and put it. We'll put it in front of the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. Now, I just want to say, no hate to any of these illustrators. I love each and every single one of these cards. Um, all these artists did an incredible job, and I mean no hate towards them at all. Now we have Roadrunner Galarian Zapdos V. I do enjoy this card a lot. I think it's adorable and silly, and I'm gonna have to give it a B tier. Probably front of B tier for sure. Okay, we're gonna have to start scrolling up and down now. I'm running out of room here. That's okay. Now we have the best alternate art in Chilling Reign, Galarian Moltres V. Again, another extremely badass card. This is gonna be tricky getting this up here. Another extremely badass card. I'll go ahead and put that right here. Let me reorganize these alternate arts here a bit. I think Galarian Moltres is definitely the best in the S tier so far. Then Deoxys. Then I think Umbreon, Zekrom and Reshiram, Pikachu and Zekrom. Yeah, I like that so far. Then we have another Tomokazu artwork. We have Galarian Slowking V from Chilling Reign. I like how thinking of the words like wavy, and there's a word for it. I can't think of it. I like the artwork on it. It's a solid A tier. Solid A tier card. Now we have Blissey V just chilling in a chair, getting ready to put on his shoes, going a walk. I like Blissey V. It's a cool card. I'll put it in A tier. Tornadus V. I feel like Tornadus V is kind of forgotten about. Tornadus V and VMAX were not very good cards, like playably at all. So I feel like this alternate art kind of got pushed off to the side for the other alternate arts in this set, like the Rapidash and the Moltres. But it's not a bad card. I think it's a solid B tier card, even right behind Zapdos, I think. Next, we have My Little Pony alternate art, Galarian Rapidash. It's a cool alternate art. Definitely not one of my chase cards, but it's nice to have. I think I'll put it at C tier. Behind, I'll put it next to the other fairies here. Now we have, arguably, in my opinion, one of the best alternate arts in Evolving Skies. A lot of people like the Umbreon VMAX a lot. I mean, it is the most expensive alternate art to be printed ever, but I just don't think it's all that it's cut out to be. It's not as exciting as people make it out to be. That's why I think that Leafeon is better, because look how playful it looks in the fall leaves and stuff. He's just having a good time. I'm gonna have to put this. I can't drag this up. It's not going in. It's going in top of A tier for sure. Now we have Espeon V alternate art. The VMAX wasn't in this set for actually, because of how large Evolving Skies was. It ended up getting pushed into Fusion Strike, which we will get to. But the V, I think, is pretty cute. I think it's a solid B tier card. Nothing too noteworthy of it. I just think it's a good card. Golurk V, another one of those cards I feel was kind of like brushed under the carpet, like with Tornadus. I really like the artwork. I like how Golurk is like helping out, building whatever he's building, carrying those logs around. I think it's a solid A tier card. I think I'll put it in front of the Tomokazu Slowking. Next, we have Leafeon VMAX alternate art playing with the Hay Bales. It's a really cute card. I don't think it's better than regular Leafeon V though. I think it's a nice B tier card. And we have Sylveon V. I think I'm gonna have to put that in B tier also. He's at Sylveon's at a bakery with a bunch of snacks and cakes and stuff. It's an alright card. Now we have Sylveon VMAX. I did actually pull this card a while back. It is such a cute card. I do like it a lot. I like it a lot more than the other evolutions in this set. I think I'm gonna have to put it in A tier in front of Greninja and Zoroark. Yeah. Next, we have Medicham V Alternate Art. Medicham V is a very niche card. It allows you to put 2 damage counters on an opponent's Pokemon, and if you knock it out, you get to take an extra turn. It's really nice in Rapid Strike Urshifu decks, but it rarely got the attack off. The artwork itself is a nice card. I think it's a solid B tier along with these other evolutions. Let's go ahead and do Umbreon VMAX next. Like I said, people make it out to be such a great card. I mean, I know it's Umbreon, it's gonna be an expensive card, but like, I think it's a B tier card, almost C tier actually. Like, there's better alternate arts. There's so much better alternate arts. Even in Evolving Skies, there's better alternate arts. For example, Umbreon V, I think that's just a little better than the VMAX. And I might catch a lot of hate for that, but that's just how I feel. Next, we have Rayquaza V with Zinnia from Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I'd say another solid B tier card. I think I'll put it in front of the Eevees. Now we have Rayquaza VMAX. Not as cool as Rayquaza V in my opinion. I think it's definitely it's average, but like at the top of average. So it's going to be at the top of C tier there. This is probably my favorite alternate art in Evolving Skies. Noivern V. It is so cool. A Mitsuhiro Arita artwork. He never misses with these cards. That is another S tier card. I think I'll put it behind the Giratina there. I think that's a solid place for it. Glaceon V, another alright artwork. I think I'll put it behind the Umbreon VMAX. Duraludon V, it's really cool. I like how Raihan is taking a picture while eating some food with Duraludon. It's a solid B tier card. I'll put it behind the Glaceon V. Duraludon VMAX though, it's okay. The Trainer Gallery Duraludon is a lot better in my opinion. I think it's cool. I think it's the lowest of the C tiers for sure. Next we have Glaceon VMAX. Another one with not too much to talk about. I think I'll just put it with the Glaceon V. Now we have Dragonite V. It's a really adorable card. I think it is a solid A tier. So let's go ahead and put it up here. I think I'll put it next to the Sylveon. Not too high up in A, but still a good solid card. Now we have the Celebi V alternate art. This one is, again, it's a pretty cool card. I think it's a solid B tier card. I think it should go in front of Espeon V. And I think I'm going to move Mega Sableye in front of that. And I think I'm going to move Latios and Latias in front of both of those. Yeah, I'm liking the listing of the B tier so far. A tier looks good. C tier looks okay. Next, we have the Fusion Strike alternate arts. Firstly, we have Mew V. This is a great alternate art. Another example of the regular V being better than the VMAX, but we'll get to that. I think that's a solid. I think it's an A tier card. After the Tomokazu artwork. Now we have probably one of the cheapest alternate arts, maybe second cheapest. One of the cheaper alternate arts in the set, or in like any of the alternate arts. It's just a Sandaconda V. It's kind of cute, but it's average in my opinion. Now we have Break Dancing Technoblast Genesect V. This is such a great card. I pulled this one as well. I ended up trading it for another card that I liked. I think this should be top of A tier. Almost S tier material, but not quite. Now we have Greedent V being pulled on a chariot by a bunch of Squovit, that is automatic S tier. Automatic S tier material. If I can click on it. Yeah, you can go here next to Psyduck and Slowpoke. You guys would get along well, I feel. Now we have Super Snipe Shot Inteleon VMAX Alternate Art. Another pretty average card. I'll put you in between the Venusaurs. This is probably one of the top 3 or 5 worst alternate art VMAXs, or alternate arts in general. It just looks like a regular VMAX, to be honest. I'm gonna have to put it in front of Urshifu VMAX. There's better VMAXs, and Mii VMAX could have gotten a better alternate art, I feel, for sure. Now we have Espeon VMAX just chilling on a house. This is one of the better evolutions in my opinion. I think it's solid in front of the Espeon V in B tier. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a pretty good card. Gengar VMAX, again, not too much to say about it. It's kind of cool. It's eating a bunch of stuff. Top of C tier. Okay, I'm looking at this again. Sandaconda should be more towards the bottom here. Sandaconda is definitely not better than Rayquaza. Now we have the evolutions from the promo boxes. Flareon V is a decent card, like aesthetically and looks. I'll have to put it in. I'll put it in B tier, behind the Espeons. Nope, behind the Espeons. There you go. In the VMAX, just another C tier average card. Vaporeon V though, I do like this one a lot. I'll put that in front of the Flareon V. Actually, I do like it better than the Espeon V. And the VMAX can go right along with it. It's a pretty solid card. Now we have Jolteon V. This one's really cool. It's a solid A tier card for sure. Probably in front of the Mew V. I think that looks good there. I love the art style on this card. I mean, Jolteon VMAX, again, another average VMAX. I'm just going to put it with Leafeon. It's alright. There's been better. Charizard V alternate art. It's pretty mid. It's cool that he's fighting Venusaur, but again, there's a better Charizard V, and we'll get to that. Next, we have Lumineon V from Battle Styles. We're in the Battle Styles sets now. This one, it's a solid B tier. I think it goes along well with... Sorry, Medicham. I can remember my Pokemon names. It goes along well with Medicham. And a good support Pokemon. Honchkrow V. I am still chasing this card. It is such a great card. It's definitely my favorite alternate art from Brilliant Stars. That is a solid A tier right behind the Genesect. Now we have the Arceus V from Brilliant Stars as well. It's a good card. Solid C tier. The Arceus V from the promo box, I do like better. I think it should go about here in the B tier. Beedrill, it's good. It's a B. Because it's a B, it'll go in B tier. You can go here. I like you there. Hisuian Lilligant V. Not much to say about it. There's this feel in there. Gives it bonus points. I'll put you at the top of C tier. Next to the Zeraora. Origin Form Palkia V. This is a really cool card. I like how the space around it is distorted. It really shows off Palkia's powers. It is a really solid A tier card. I will put it behind the Leafeon. Machamp V, definitely the most expensive alternate art from Astral Radiance. It's an okay card. I like it. I'll put it at B tier. I think I like it better than the Celebi. Next, we have Radiant Sneasler V. Hisuian Sneasler. I apologize again. I cannot talk today. Hisuian Sneasler. I love Hisuian Sneasler. He was on my team in Legends Arceus. I just have a soft spot for Hisuian Sneasler, so he's going in S tier for sure. right behind the Noivern. Next, we have another Mitsuhiro artwork. We have Origin Form Dialga V, and it's really cool with the phases of the moon changing to describe how Dialga can change time. I think it's a good, solid card paired well in a spot next to Palkia, wherever Palkia went. Oh, here you are. There you are. Right spot. Okay. His tier list is huge. Holy crap. I did not expect it to be this big. Next, we have Mewtwo V alternate art from Pokemon Go. I know they were going for like a real life look, but it's one of the more mid alternate arts. Conkeldurr V, I don't need to say anything about that. Now we have Rotom V from Lost Origin. Rotom V is really cool. It has a bunch of different tool cards from current sets, like Big Parasol. I believe Lost Vacuum is in there. Some other tool and item cards as well. It's a pretty cool card. I think I'm gonna have to give it A tier status. I like you in front of Palkia for sure. Now we're pretty close to the finish line. We only have a couple more sets left. We only have a row-ish here. And next we have Aerodactyl V alternate art. This Pokemon's price skyrocketed over a day because PokeRev, a very popular YouTuber, opened like 1,000 packs of Lost Origin and cannot pull a single alternate art Aerodactyl V. So that just artificially inflated the price a lot. I love PokeRev. He's a great YouTuber. It's not his fault. It just sucks that this card is so expensive now. It is a B tier card. Right here. I think it looks good right there. Now we have Galarian Berserker V. And it's another adorable card. There's not much else to say about it. It's a good B tier card, I think, behind I think in front of Shadow Rider Calyrex V is a good spot for it. The last Lost Origin card we have is, of course, Giratina V alternate art. This is one of the more pricier alternate arts released, especially this year. I believe it's the most expensive alternate art released this year. It's about $200 at the time of recording this. It's a cool card. It's really cool showing Giratina in the distortion world. I think it is a solid A tier card. I think next to, I think, yeah, here. No, actually, I'm gonna put it with Palkia and Dialga because why not? Now we have Charizard VMAX from the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. Of these three Charizard cards we're about to get through here, this Charizard VMAX is my favorite. It is such a badass card. It almost looks like one of those fake cards you get off an Amazon bulk lot, but it is definitely an S tier card for me for sure. And that's saying something because I am not a Charizard fan. I do not like Charizard that much at all, but these cards are really good. Now we have that other Charizard V alternate art that I was talking about. I think it's a lot better than the Brilliant Stars Charizard V. I just like how he's sleeping in the forest. It's a good card. Solid B tier. We'll put it next to the Arceus. Next, we have Charizard V-Star fighting a Mewtwo. This is another pretty solid card. I think this fits well next to the Charizard V in B tier. I think I put him in B tier. Yeah, there he is. A little bit behind Charizard V. Now we have, this one is from Crown Zenith. I wouldn't really consider this an alternate art. I wouldn't really consider any of these Crown Zenith cards an alternate art. They technically are, yes, but these are part of the Galarian Gallery. And I might do a tier list on those Galarian Gallery cards as well once that set is out. But since it's on this list, I'll go ahead and rank it now. I love this card. It is such a beautiful card. The Deoxys defense form standing there next to an Orbital VMAX with spaceship looking thing. It is such a beautiful card. And I think I'm going to put it in front of the Noivern. Now we have Lugia V alternate art. It's a pretty garbage V in my opinion. Lugia V Star is a very popular deck right now, and Lugia V is definitely the hottest alternate art from this set. I just don't like it that much. I don't have much to say about it. Same with Regidrago V. There's not much to say about it. I think it fits nicely next to Lugia V. The best alternate art from Silver Tempest, in my opinion, is the Skuntank V, carrying forward its baby Stunkies, and I think that is so adorable. So this is a, I want to say high A tier card. I have to like move it up because of how many cards in here. High A tier card. I think I'm gonna put it in front of the Leafeon V. Now we have Unknown V from Silver Tempest, another mid tier card. I'll just put that with the Regidrago. Last 4 cards here, we have this Leafeon V-Star. I'll have a better quality version of that card up on screen. It's a cute card. He's just laying in the grass. I'll put him with the Flareon V-Max. Suicune V, alternate art. It's cool. C tier. Not much to say about it. I'll put it next to the Venusaur. Then we have the Mewtwo V-Star fighting the Charizard. And this card is pretty sick. I think it is just as cool as the Charizard V-Star, so I'll put that right next to him. And last but not least, we have an alternate art that wasn't released in English. That is the Trevenant and Dusknoir Tag Team GX card. It is such a shame because this is such a beautiful card. I think I'm going to have to put it at a high B tier. I think top of B tier is a fitting place for it. And so that concludes my alternate art tier list. Like I said, these are all my opinions. I know people are going to have different opinions than me on these cards. No hate to the artists. All of these artworks are so incredible. These artists deserve to have their spotlight shown on these cards. And even these lesser ranked cards, the artwork is still great and incredible. And I can't wait to see more artworks in the future with the Scarlet and Violet sets. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll do a little scroll by on all these alternate art so you can see just exactly where everything's placed at the end. Thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what your favorite alternate art is in the comment below. And I'll leave this link in the description below so you can make your own alternate art tier list. Bye-bye.